Hello, I am Reza. If you're interested in pottery and curious about it, you can follow me on YouTube and Instagram. My Instagram account is in the description of my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to make a vase with sharp angles and concave walls. Making such vases requires some skill, but by following a few tips and practicing a bit, you can throw these vases more easily. With this brief introduction, let's move on to making the vase. As usual, the first thing I do is wedging the clay. The vase endures a lot of tension on its angles due to its shape. It is better to use clay that isn't too wet, therefore I mix a slightly drier clay with the main lump. To ensure that these two types of clay mix well, I slice them into sheets and then combine them one after the other. The more I do this, the clay blends better. Since I mix two clays with different moisture levels, I need to wedge it more thoroughly and carefully to ultimately have a uniform, bubble-free clay. That's why I recommend not to rush when wedging the clay. When the clay has less moisture, its internal structure is more stable, making it harder and requiring more time to center. So don't get frustrated by the extra time needed for centering. Additionally, creating a hollow in the center of the softer clay and opening it up is easier. On the other hand, pull-up is harder because the clay will slump. In fact, the moisture in the clay might make centering more difficult, but it makes pulling up and shaping the body significantly easier. After pulling up, we need to shape the cylinder we have created using wooden and metal ribs. Many amateur potters who are new to wheel throwing tend to avoid using ribs and prefer to shape the body with their hands. Although at first we shape the body with our hands, to make the vase more precise and beautiful, we need to use ribs. Using ribs ensures that the concave parts, bellies, and edges of the vase we've created turn out flawless. As you can see in this video, the junction of the two concave parts, which has created a sharp edge, is much better and more precise using a metal rib. Once the vase reaches the leather hard form, it needs to be trimmed carefully. During the initial stages we used metal ribs, and now it's time to use trimming tools to sharpen the edges and deepen the concave areas. I usually run a slightly wet sponge over the surface of the vase after trimming it. This has many advantages, including making the surface smooth and partially removing the trimming tool marks. In order to fade away all the remaining marks, we can use a metal rib again, especially for vases with concave bodies. As you've watched, throwing a vase in this shape can be challenging, but with a bit of practice you can manage it. Thank you for watching the video.